You didn't hear me on the retirement thing?
No, but guess what? Shawn Horcoff is suspended for 20 games, and I'm going to go on a big rant on bitches, some of which like to call this show, or leave comments, or attack my fans. So stick around. I'm pissed off. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to In the Crease and Tommy C. My point today, and most days, is none other than the Dead on Dave. What were you saying?
I had no idea we were live there.
Me either.
There was retirement in the NHL.
There was a retirement in the NHL. We'll get to it later. We're going to Mr. Shawn Horcoff, who was busted. I guess he peed hot, as we used to say in the military.
He pissed hot.
He pissed hot, got caught. I thought this was junky stuff, like cocaine or whatever the hell it was. Turns out it wasn't. Let's see. This is what he says. While recovering from an injury I suffered this past fall, I tried a treatment that I believe would speed up the healing process, although I was unaware the treatment was not permitted under NHL rules. That is no excuse whatsoever. Okay, fair enough. Horcoff, in a statement released by the NHLPA, I should have done my research. I should have checked in the NHLPA performance-enhancing substances program doctors. I fully accept responsibility for inactions. I am sorry. Throughout my entire career, I felt generally blessed and honored to play, blah, blah, shit. Whatever. I look forward to the day I return. So he's accepting it. Most of the time, the hockey players actually do. I guess you know this stuff a little better than I do because you actually follow the sports and I don't. Here's the thing, and I remember this with Andy Pettit a little bit. If a guy is legitimately trying to recover from a disease, okay, or recover from an injury, and it doesn't hurt him like an anabolic steroid would, like physically, like your fucking legs don't fall off. What's the problem?
I mean, there are certain things that are in different types of drugs that are just banned for whatever reason, because they feel that even in the healing process, it gives the player an unfair advantage. Okay. So regardless whether or not it might not seem like a big deal, these certain ingredients are still banned for whatever reason. And sometimes the performance-enhancing drugs are interesting. The lists are always changing. The substances can be banned one year and then lifted the next. Sometimes it goes the opposite way. So it's really interesting because I'm in agreement. If it's strictly for helping somebody recover, well, there's waivers for that.
Are there waivers for that? See, I didn't know that. I thought they have like a zero tolerance policy, and I don't know. I hate zero tolerance.
Depending on the sport,
really?
Depending on the sport, and depending on what the drug is, there are certain things that you can do that can help the recovery process in certain sports. Hockey does. This is a very rare thing, and this is what I found interesting. Mm. This is a super rare thing. These don't happen for performance-enhancing drugs. This is like the fourth one.
Yeah,
this is like the fourth time someone's been suspended. It just doesn't happen.
But when we started Shot from the Point live, I told you right there and then I didn't buy this stuff because there was a narrative out there at the time that hockey players wouldn't do because it wouldn't help them. I was like, that's the same shit I heard about A-Rod. Look how skinny he is. So I never really bought it. I do wonder if it's a reflection of a bigger problem. Somebody said to me before I got all the information, is like, you made a crack about drugs and possibly the Anaheim locker room. Well, this I don't think really qualifies if it's PEDs. It's not the same thing. It's not really an addictive drug or anything like that. But it's something to keep an eye on. An eye on.
It's funny. He's been in the league a long time. We're talking about a guy who's been a captain in this league.
He's almost my age. I know what he's doing. He's trying to stay in the goddamn league, and he knows if he's out, they're gonna put a bullet in him like they do most athletes, and that'll be it. He's over. He's hanging on. So he fucking rolled the dice and got nailed. That's probably what happened, more than likely.
It's what happened, and he's saying the right things. I like what he said. He's taking responsibility for it. That's 100% right. Because a lot of athletes, especially with the Adderall thing, people who take Adderall, they'll be like, I didn't know what I was taking. I borrowed it from somebody else. That is never
controlled substance. It's a little different.
You are paid millions of dollars. You are a professional athlete. The one job you have is to know your body and what goes in it. Yeah. He's doing all the right things as far as that. And I would expect nothing less. He's been in the league 12 years. He spent 3 of those as a fucking captain in the NHL. That means something to me. And the fact that he's taking responsibility is exactly what he's supposed to be doing. That's great. But the reality is he's 37 years old. He tried to fucking heal up. Didn't work out. He take responsibility, got hit. Okay. He's like the fourth guy to get hit with this. This is not a problem in the NHL. I don't think that there's a performance-enhancing epidemic. This is the fourth fucking guy. It's the first time since Carter Ashton in 2014. It's just it's not that big of a deal, but sure, keep an eye on it as always with any type of drugs and performance enhancing drugs. But the NHL is probably the cleanest of all the major sports when it comes to performance enhancing drugs.
I wonder if it's only because they're the least popular. I really wonder about that. Here's my thing with performing enhancers. Scored to Pierre Knudsen Horcoff is not paid millions of dollars.
No, but
I think it was more of it. Look,
actually, he is. This suspension for 20 games will cost him $375,000.
Whoa!
20 games will cost him.
Wait a minute.
You're saying $357,000.
Pure, you're saying he makes less than $1 million, and then they're gonna take like 1/3 of his check away? It's like more than it's like 30%.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, it really, honestly though, whether we're right or wrong about the exact amount, it's irrelevant. He's still a professional athlete making a hell of a lot of money.
I use that term, $1 million.
Yeah.
He's a professional athlete. He's made millions of dollars over the course of his career to be a professional athlete. I don't.
Pure's being 17 and we're not.
But what's his stance? He's like, they should be able to.
Oh wait, it's 1.7. He backed off. Forget it. It's not. I don't want to get on that thing. He made a mistake. We made tons of them. We made tons of them. But I think Pure is just, what it is? He's really smart and he's probably good at math. And he's like, no, there's numbers. That kind of stuff drives my wife bonkers. When you just get like one number.
Like he's.
I think he's just
performance enhancing drugs.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, look, it doesn't matter whether he's making 500, 200,000. It's still a lot of money. And you really, look, it doesn't even matter if you're making $60,000 or $70,000 a year playing AHL hockey. That's all you're doing. That's your fucking career, man. I mean, so. It really doesn't matter one way or another. I just, I go march back to Army times when it comes to stuff like this. When I don't know what to do, I think of what happened in the Army. Is it reasonable? We've had this conversation before. I doubt you remember it. We got profiles when we were on drugs where we could pop hot on them, and they weren't for anything performance enhancing, not even close. It's usually stuff that drug treatments.
I was on morphine quite a few times.
And that you can piss hot for that, and then you get a little thing. Is it reasonable if these drugs have positive effects and getting back from injury early? I mean, now we're talking about something that's amazing. That's great. That's scientific breakthrough. And it's not like an anabolic steroid where your dick's going to fall off or it's not going to work again. Is it reasonable to maybe start taking, maybe not so much of a zero tolerance policy, but taking a look at it and having a sort of an Army profile system?
I think if there was a drug that simply did that and gave you no other added benefits because of it, which to my knowledge, there's not a drug like that. Yeah. If there was, then that would probably be the situation.
Who cares if you're getting an added benefit as long as it's for a short period of time? Why is that an issue?
Because people will abuse it. People will abuse it.
Well, people will abuse it. How many? Will it be all of them? Be some of them? Will everybody be having a profile?
Well, if you look at the other sports where there is a problem, in all the other sports, all three other sports, there's a problem with performance enhancing drugs. And it
is it like because they're abusing a system where they're allowed to use it?
NFL's right behind them. Mm-hmm. NBA is far behind them, and the NHL virtually has no performance enhancing drug problem.
Which I don't believe. At least they're not.
We
don't know about it. I mean, look, it's tinfoil.
They're not getting caught for it.
I'm being tinfoil.
The question is why.
I'm being tinfoil Tommy, and if it might have something to do with it. The fact that it wouldn't help them all that much. But I really wonder about that, and I really wouldn't care if a guy was hurt getting an added benefit for a small time. Now, I think what you're saying is like, oh, I'm hurt. I need performance enhancing drugs. Yeah, and there'll always be that guy. There's certainly there will always be abuse. But I mean, isn't there something you can put in place that would at very least limit that type of thing? I mean, if they all got friggin' profiles to take PEDs, yeah, we got a problem. But I just don't think is there a way? I mean, God, if that was you and me, and we're just plumbers, and we needed something because our back aches or a knee injury because we have to bend down all the time, no one's going to give a shit. I don't see why it should be any different for these guys.
I think because part of the reason is there's so many things that are afforded to them. Training staffs, personal things that you're able to do. You have a gigantic list of things that you're able to take. There's treatments that you're able to do, but there are a certain list of things that they don't want you to take. And there's lots of scientific and probably moral reasons why they shouldn't be doing it. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a list of things. This is probably what we don't want in the NHL. That's fine because there's so many things they can do. There's so many things that are afforded.
So
to them.
You're against it no matter what.
Yeah,
like you're hurt.
If it's on the list.
So you're saying like your 35-year-old guy could extend years to his career just by taking it for a 3-month period or a 3-month period. You say fuck that guy.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is there is so much that's already there to support his rehabilitation from injury that if this is on the list, it's there for a reason. So,
okay.
And until it's
I can't
no
argue. I don't
longer
know
on the
enough.
list,
I can't argue with you.
You don't need to take it.
Yeah,
that's the way I look at it.
I just found out Michael Lawson was a paramedic firefighter in the chat, and if that is the case, man, you are a bad.
You're a hero, man.
Yeah, first class,
Plain
man.
simple.
Yeah, there's no way. And guess this. This is in Los Angeles.
Oh, you're a goddamn hero.
Yeah. You're like a bigger badass than me and Dave combined.
Hey,
you know?
Seen more shit than I'll ever see. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, probably has, and it probably sounds strange to him, but I'm sure it's 100% true.
The stories he could probably.
Yeah,
tell.
I know. And Shot from the Point Live, our comedy show on Sundays. I would really like to hear from you.
Okay, right.
I love stories, and even if they're not comedic, you know. Yeah, and he agrees with you. I don't know enough about this stuff. Here's a couple things about sports that don't interest me. Drugs, unless, they're fucking up my team, or the individual. And I don't like seeing that. And money. Just doesn't interest me. Narratives interest me. Coaching interests me.
Drugs are always changing. And that's the interesting thing about it. They're always changing.
If everybody's on this shit and it doesn't give you an advantage, I don't know. It doesn't hurt you, and it doesn't, I don't know.
Well, the drugs that are on that list, they have been shown to give an advantage. So that's why they're banned.
Because I don't want to force everybody, especially kids, because I already saw it when I was in high school, when the drugs are a lot worse. I don't get the feeling these PEDs are as nasty as the PEDs like in 1990 something. I mean, those were nasty. They would fuck your life up.
I have a connection to performance enhancing drugs. I was taking things when I was in high school. I went to a 5A high school. I played football and I played baseball. I was two different weights depending on the time of year. Yeah. I took things that were not illegal at the time, but just a year later, they were the exact same things that Mark McGuire would later be almost indicted for.
Yeah, so that's because he lied in court. It's not because he took the shit.
Yeah, true.
Because he's a lying sack like Clements and all those other guys.
But he admitted to cheating, I mean, so, and at the time, a lot of things that he was taking, a lot of things that he'd later be damned for, they were legal.
Oh God,
that's
I remember.
This
is years.
I had friends who were injecting themselves with fucking like goddamn shark testosterone.
Oh God, see I have a problem with that because it's gonna fuck you up. I mean, and the problem is if the one guy's taking it and he's getting fucked up, yeah, all right, who gives a shit about him? But it's then everybody else is like, I got to take that shit so I can stay on the team, and that's the vicious cycle with this stuff. But if you're taking something just for recovery and it doesn't do damage, and maybe it gives you advantage for a short period of time. I don't know if I have a problem. I guess what I'm saying, Dave, does this stuff need to be reviewed? Do we have to overview this stuff?
They always do.
Yeah.
Every year, there's an oversight committee that always looks at these drugs consistently. It's what they do. Because there's always advancements. There's always new information coming out. Because, let's face it, this is still relatively new. Having drugs that can be pumped into you to specifically heal certain parts of your body, this is new.
Yeah. I got you. 7-1.
Hello?
Yeah, what's happening? 716. So what do you think of performing enhancing drugs in hockey?
Yo, stop yapping and listen.
Yo, you kiss my ass.
That's not how you don't.
That's not how you prank call, you dummy. What you do is you're supposed to be funny.
Yeah. Well, he might have been funny if he wasn't a jackass.
Is your refrigerator running? Well, why don't you go and catch it? That's funny.
Is that what he said? I
no, he just said, start my yapping.
Quit your yapping.
Yapping. Well, you know what?
Who uses yapping?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. I hope you get a nasty phone bill from Brooklyn because you called all the way from Brooklyn, you big dummy.
Thanks for calling, Gramps.
Thanks for calling.
Yapping. Quit your yapping, whippersnapper.
You're too funny, Dan.
I'm hilarious.
You're a fucking riot. You're a goddamn riot.
Yeah, I'm a fucking. I was gonna use an old comedian, but I couldn't. I'm Art Carney.
You want to see Mecca's whine and cry about PK Subban?
Always. Is there anything better than?
I didn't think to put this up. I didn't load this, so I'm just gonna put the chat up and hope for the best because him and Jeff are getting into it, I guess too.
Yay!
Let's see.
I'm
just gonna pick one out of a hat. Here we go.
Oh yeah, you really.
With players like PK and even Doherty, they're out there to win, and if they get a penalty, they're gonna get pissed off about it. That's why. These are character guys. They're going to get really, really mad when they get a penalty that they don't think they deserve. That's why I don't really care. and that's for both of the guys. I think that Doherty has less of a reputation for some reason, because I think...
Oh, God, it's making me physically ill. And what he's talking about...
I love that. They're out there to win.
Doherty.
Well, who the fuck isn't?
He sits there and bitches about Sherry all the time, and he freaking always tells me everything he says and screws up the names deliberately, I'm sure. Well, here's what he's talking about. He's basically whining that PK got a penalty right after an over-celebration penalty. Which was probably bullshit for over celebration, but it wasn't.
He didn't get an over. He didn't get an over celebration penalty.
I thought he got an over cel. He got game.
No. He put his hands on somebody after a play.
Oh, big deal. That was just a love tap.
Pushed. Look.
I thought it was. Oh, he got tagged for over celebration though, not for roughing.
He scored an amazing goal.
Yeah,
I don't know because.
Hold on, let me check this again.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
That was it. Was yeah, but see, he got. Look, let's face it. He got the penalty. Whether we got this right or not, and we're gonna get it right in a second. He got a penalty for running his fucking mouth, likely at the goalie, maybe at Dubinsky, for carrying on. Not so much for his celebration wasn't any worse than any of his other ones.
This is the way I understand it. He scored.
Yes, it is. Subban's exuberant celebration.
Yes, but that's not why he was given it. He was given it for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Oh, he did get the unsportsmanlike conduct. You're absolutely
Columbus
right.
captain,
hey, Matt Kazar, eat my balls. Go ahead, Dave.
Dubinsky didn't like the fact that Subban was exuberantly celebrating, so he skated over by by PK, and PK didn't like the fact that he skated in his path, and he shoved him, and he barked right back. The play was over. He put his hands on him. He goes to the box. Fine with that. 100% fine with it, and guess what? So's PK.
Yeah.
PK realizes it, and he said all the right things. Not only did he say that he completely admitted that he shouldn't have did what he did, and then he also puts in there, I don't really think it was a penalty, but I like that.
I don't think it was a penalty either. I don't think it's a penalty either. I actually agree with him. But here's the thing. Look, you carry on like that after you score a goal, and let's face it, it was behind the fucking blue. It was a rocket, but it was behind the blue line. It may have been, you could make an argument that's a save the goalie's got to make. It got to make. And what is he doing? He's making a big celebration about it. Nothing makes Canadians crazier than barking after a goal like that. And Dubinsky, who is a agitation master. He's in the Sean Avery school of pissing people off. Probably ran his mouth a little, skated over there, and PK got pissed off at him. If I had to guess, the reason he didn't get it for over celebration was an unsportsmanlike conduct, which is correct. Because if you're carrying on like that after a goal, running your friggin' mouth, Matt had a theory that he was actually firing the puck at Dubinsky and actually hit the goal. Which you're gonna have to get into his head a little bit.
I don't see that.
Yeah, maybe that's it. But I mean, PK said this is a bad penalty. I can't argue with the ref. Personally, I don't think it should have been a penalty. If anything, it shows maybe you should blow a whistle and tells me to skate away. All right, that's fine. You know what? I could maybe argue that, but you know what? PK makes everything a big scene. And he's got a habit of doing this, which is going to bring him more attention. Now, I will give Matt this. PK gets an unsportsmanlike rap. Basically because he does stuff like this.
He does things that are unsportsmanlike.
He's competitive. It is because he has character. It is because he wants to win so bad. And he gets pumped. And it sells the game. I like that chest beating shit. I'm not going to jump on PK for that. Yeah. But guess what? This is why you don't have an A, dude. Because men, mature guys, take that anger and that energy and they put it in the slap shot. And then they skate to the bench. You wasn't enough. It's an immaturity thing. So, PK is fundamentally admitting this, and he's basically saying it could go either way. I don't think it's a penalty, but
I'm not even going to beat him up for the celebration. See, here's the thing. This is the way I look at it. Look, everybody celebrates after a goal. That was a special goal.
It was. I'll give him that.
That's
yeah.
special.
Okay.
So I like that. So if he's a little bit happy about that, that's fine. Dubinsky, he has every right to come back at him and say, shut up, kid. Get to the fucking bench and that be it. And then he skates in his path. And look, what I don't like is the play being dead for 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds, and then PK putting his hands on another player. He deserved to get the misconduct at that point, in my opinion. I don't know hockey as well as all you muckety-mucks in the chat, and you, Tommy, of course, but in my opinion, if you're getting that penalty,
I actually agree with you.
100 times out of 100.
I actually agree with you. I really
don't.
I don't have a problem. And the other thing is, here's another thing I noticed. This is the only thing. Like, I agree with you, but not for the reasons you think. I saw him shouting towards the goalie.
Oh yeah, they both.
So
were. Yeah,
they were going. Look, you score a goal, you're not supposed to. That is a code thing. You are not supposed to rub it in the goalie's face, and maybe they saw it that way. And Doobie said something, probably smartly and quietly, and then he kind of bumped him on the way over. I mean, normally that's not a penalty. I'll give PK.
It was a two-handed shove. You can't put your hand on another player.
Yeah, not after the play. It's hockey.
It can look. That type of player.
Then they should have called roughing.
Here's the thing. Dubinsky's a captain.
Yeah.
PK's an assistant captain. And if an assistant captain pushes the captain of another team, it could have incited a much bigger situation. PK's an instigator. He's a baby. He has a pattern. People don't like that shit. It could have started something much bigger. The play was dead. Play was dead. Play was over, and it could have started something much bigger.
I agree with you,
go
the
to the
penalty,
fucking bench.
but I also agree PK sort of did it could have gone either way. I don't think a little shove after play. I've seen a million times in front of the net.
Sure,
it's a little
but
unusual. Look,
there's no need for it.
I'm agreeing with you in the sense, but I don't think that. And he would. And to be honest with you, if that's true, they should have called roughing. They should not call unsportsmanlike conduct if that was the case. So it really was just like PK's getting out of control. Let's sit him down. And honestly, he's got to be more mature. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It's so funny. Like, he handles the media. I mean, when that N-word stuff comes up, right? And that's some lousy ass shit. He handles it so well. He's like, you know what? I mean, he does the right thing. He's like, well, let's not throw all Boston fans under a bus here. Let's be reasonable. There's a couple of assholes on Twitter, and they got retweeted a bunch of times. Sure. They're a good organization, good people. My brother plays over there. That's the way to handle it. He just the way he does. It's my fault. I screwed. Maybe he could have got either way. But you know what? It is what it is. I love that. And you know what? Yeah. He's better than Crosby because Crosby handles the media well, but you know it's bullshit. You know, PK's actually able to kind of talk like a human being, you know, which I really, really dig. But he does. He lets the emotions get a hold of him, and that's not good. That's a legitimate criticism. And I don't know if he was here right now, he wouldn't disagree with me. You know?
I don't think he gets the penalty if he doesn't put his hands on a guy. If he does not push Dubinsky, he doesn't get the penalty.
That might have been enough to get the... Yeah, okay, fine. Honestly, if he pushed Dubinsky or not, if he was running his mouth and shouting towards the goalie and running, yeah, well, that could have been over celebration. That could, that's unsportsmanlike conduct. Is like you get for anything. You pick your nose and get it unsportsmanlike conduct. Quite
People
literally.
bark. Look, and we don't know if he was barking at the goalie, shoving it in his face, or if he was just really excited about a really amazing goal that was just scored. You don't score from that far out in the NHL.
No.
That's a long
way.
But
you know what? You score that from the far out, it's 90% the goalie's fault, and that's why I think Doobie had a problem with that. You know what I mean?
Perception.
And Doobie does know how to.
Doobie
can push every single button you have. Yeah. I mean, he knows how to do it. He's gifted. And if I'm a guy like, because I was an agitator as well, big surprise. I looked for people that were over emotional, you know, and I try to get them to hit me.
Of course.
You know, and that was sort of my job because I sucked at everything else. You know?
Yes, because you were an instigator.
Yeah, all the time.
It's the definition of the word. You're trying to
I'm most proud of
contact.
My greatest accomplishment in hockey history is like right after I broke my jaw after blocking a cow. The first time I got back since a jaw break, I actually I got this guy to take a penalty. Well, actually, no, I took him off the ice with me, so it was like it was a double minor. It was a coincidental minor, and after. He got a chance. He punched me like right where my jaw was broken. It was still kind of sore with the glove on, right? And I was just like really happy that. And I think I drew another penalty after that. Or no. He actually got a game suspension for that. So I was like, I'm doing my job. You know.
He gave it to you right in your suck hole. I like that.
Yeah, it hurt like fucking hell. I'm like, Jesus, did I really have to do that? But I'm really proud of myself that I could always do that. You know.
I love that. That's a badge of honor.
You know what I used to do when we were lined up? I always thought it was funny to take the stick, and you know how like guys are hunched over the stick, and I used to like to take the stick and go like this in between their legs, and just do that, and like I didn't do it violently, you know. I just did it like I was almost like I like I was deking or something, and they'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I wouldn't say anything.
You're giving the impression that this could go in his dick.
I wouldn't say anything, and then when he turned out, I go like in the back of his skates. It's like fucking they try to slug me, you know.
It was. I can see that.
It was my. I would just sit there and stare at them like I was crazy. You know, I really enjoyed that shit.
I just see you doing it with a gigantic fucking creepy smile on your face.
If I was, I used to have my eyes real big. That's what I do. I wish I was a better hockey player because I would have loved to pull more stunts like that. It's just it's somewhere I connect with Sean Avery as far as like the art form of getting under people's skin, and I think that
it is an art form.
It really is. It sounds stupid. There's so much extracurricular bullshit with hockey, and I think that's why it's my favorite sport.
It's another one of those things that we talk about that it's immeasurable. You cannot quantify the type of impact that things like that can happen. There is a place for instigating. There is a place for barking. But when a play is over and these type of things happen, you're going to get sat, and that's going to be it.
Yeah.
This is more about, let's face it, this is more about Matt crying than it is fucking PK getting sat.
I might not even have talked about it. I'll be perfect. I might not even talked about it if I'm perfectly honest with you. If he hadn't done that.
It's too good. It's too good. Thank you, Matt, for giving us this gift.
$8.5 million is a reported offer to Steve Stamkos.
Ooh.
It seems lowball,
wow.
but in Tampa, I'm hearing that these taxes are so low. It's almost like having 10 million anywhere else.
Oh,
so
shit.
I don't know. He doesn't want to play there. I don't buy it.
They're playing better. So is he. Thank you.
He's playing because he thinks he's going to get more
You're
money.
saving my fantasy season. Thank you.
Yeah, no, he is. You've come right back.
I'm right in the thick of it.
Come right back. There's no doubt about it. Let's see what else I want to do, and then I'll get a thing. All right, I want to talk about bitches. All right?
Yes.
Bitches. All right, motherfuckers, I'm going to tell you something right now. You don't have to like it if you don't want it. I'm the motherfucking boss when it comes to this shit. You don't like what I'm doing? Peace out. Peace out. Yeah, go fuck. Everybody knows that. And you know what? The only people I got to fucking answer to with shit like that are my teammates. That's it. They're the only ones that could really... And honestly, we have a deal. I listen. Do I listen, Dave?
Oh, every time.
Yeah, do I always listen, but do I always accept it?
No. In fact, arguing is what you do.
Yeah. Well, and then sometimes I go, you know what? I didn't see it. You're right. All right, here's the thing. I don't got to take shit from commenters in the chat about the way I fucking do things. Especially when I put out a fucking video explaining simply how I think things should go. All right? Like the stupid TPT. You know why I called it TPT? So you can fucking remember it. So I got this bitch who coincidentally is taking shots at you, Lopez or whatever the hell his name is, has taken shots at Jeff, who I don't know who he's the most like innocuous guy out of all of us. He stoked the Cronin Wars even when it was bad. Acted like he was a friend when Cronin was probably not getting the best end of it. You know, like he was a friend of ours or a fan of ours, right? This dope calls me on Sunday. We're in the middle of a conversation. I sit there and say, hey, so what do you think about such and such we're talking about now? I want to talk about Royal Rumble. So he got blown up. Lots of people got blown up. I've blown up Dave.
Yeah.
I've hung up and blown up Dave.
I think only like once or twice.
It's part of the bit. It's the shtick, stupid. All right? Then, of course I get a bunch of bullshit about, you used to be cool. I'm your friend. How dare you tell me to fuck off? I didn't tell you to fuck off. I told you to get the fuck out of here.
Big difference.
What kind of conversation is that? What kind of fucking conversation is that? Like, hey, so what do you think of this? I don't want to talk about what you want to talk. You're not in fucking charge. Got it? Don't like it? Unsub. I'm not counting on this. This is not big money to me. You want to know how much money I made this month? This is how you can. This is how an unsub. This is how much your unsub threatens me. You know how much money I made up to this point, Dave? You want to take a guess?
$7.
30. It's good money.
Okay. See, I love it. You're more talented than I
Sean
thought.
Bonner, donate $1. My voice thing isn't working. I don't know why. Dave just said assistant captain. Yeah, was he assistant? No, he's not the assistant captain.
Who?
Yeah, I don't think PK's assistant. I don't think he's got an A at all.
You said it, so I agreed with you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he is or
said
not.
It earlier in the show.
Matt Kazar's not here. Matt Kazar's here. So I don't got it. I don't do fucking anything. And you know what? The reason I installed the whole stupid TPT thing is to keep the flow. You call me up and say, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? I'm sorry. I'm not going to be fucking nice to you. I don't got all goddamn day. And it's a good way to do it. It works for me because it helps me remember what the fuck I'm doing.
That's the only thing that matters.
Yeah, and it helps you too.
It works for you.
And another thing is, some people I know aren't as confident in front of a microphone on a phone. I understand that. Am I always a dick? No. But if you're a dick to me, I'll give it back. And you're going to get blown up if you fuck up. You got to have balls to listen to this show. It's a friggin' honor to be able to hang. This is the locker room. This is the way it works. You fuck up, you get your balls busted. And then we pick you up and slap you in the back and goof around. That's the way it works. Don't like it? Get the fuck out and go back to Millennial Land. I don't live there. Got it? I'm the fucking boss. Guess what? Guess who's the fucking boss on Dave's channel? Dave! Yes.
And guess what happens over on my channel? You get your ass thrown over the top fucking
You get on the top rope. He's actually kind of I was worse than you. You got worse than me, and now I'm the worst guy.
Yeah. I've gotten worse because of you.
Yeah. All right. And then later on, this is bitch number 2. I get the fucking cat lady from Minnesota yelling at me. All right?
Yeah.
Because I use the word pussy. That's right. It's locker room talk. That's the way you talk. And if you want to give me this fired, saying pussy is like yelling fire in a crowded theater, you're wrong. It's protected speech.
Insane.
So fuck off. And here's another. This solves everybody's offensive problems. It's called upper right-hand corner click, and it can't fucking miss unless you don't have an index finger.
I love that. It's my favorite thing in the world.
Upper right-hand corner click? Yeah,
Oh,
I
it's
made
my
it up.
favorite thing.
I
It's
quoted
the
it.
best.
Yes, upper right-hand
It's so
corner
good.
click. I'm going to talk the way I fucking want to talk. And I don't need my fans lectured, which is really a lecture aimed at me. It's really a lecture aimed at me. If you fucking don't like what I'm doing, come at me. Don't fucking pester the people that like this shit. It's the last fucking thing I need. The only people I've
Are
ever
we losing
blocked.
the ability to say pussy on air? I don't like that.
We can say pussy. It's protected speech. It's not very nice, but that's not what we're doing here. It's locker room talk.
YouTube is an amazing avenue of choice.
It's
click on whatever the fuck you
unfucking
want.
believable. It's
Love it.
unfucking believable. And the whole
Love
thing is like, Tommy, you don't know how to express yourself. You're so immature. Well, guess what? I could do that if I want to. I'm trying to appeal to 15 to 35. People that are okay with locker room talk. I'm not trying to appeal to people that hold their cats in their arms real tightly when they're crying because nobody's in their apartment and nobody likes them because they're miserable and arrogant. That's not my target audience. Now, you're welcome to listen, but that's not who I'm trying to get. That's why you're lonely. It's not that men are afraid of intelligent and strong women. No, you're a cunt. That's what it is. That's all it is. That's all it's ever been. You're a cunt.
I didn't realize we were running for political office here and we had to watch it.
Yeah, that's another thing. Nobody cares about your politics.
Yeah.
Speaking of pussy, clean the litter box. Who fucking cares?
Stinks in your house.
I will give this person a little credit. They didn't block me.
Yeah, there you go. Stood in the pocket. There you go.
They did. I have a little more respect for her before I went in the air, but I still had to do this rant anyway.
Sure.
I'm fucking sick of it. Don't tell me how to talk. I'm not fucking running for president. Oh, wait. The guy who's ahead is saying whatever the fuck he wants and getting away with it. Think that might be rebellion? I like the fact that if that lunatic Donald Trump gets elected, it's because of all the people that been telling other people what to say.
Yep.
That has a big part to do with it, and it makes me laugh.
It's an anti-PC movement.
I don't know if I want the guy to be
Donald
president.
Trump.
That guy scares the shit out of me. I don't know if I want to be president, but I love watching the SJWs get pissed off. That makes me feel just fine. Tired of it. There's a real look on Twitter. Fucking shit's going down the toilet. Down the fucking toilet. There's stocks going down the toilet. Donald Trump shit's going through the roof. There's a fucking revolution going on out there, fellas. It has nothing to do with me. I'm just a small part of it. Everybody's sick of fucking church ladies telling you what to do. And by the way, it's not the religious right this time.
No.
It's the jackasses on the Young Turks. It's the jackasses on Twitter. Like a fucking Jack Malay's blocked by every SJW on Puck Daddy. He never said fucking one thing to Ryan Lampert once. That's because of me. I think it's funny, by the way. Fucking
pretty funny.
Yeah, they blocked me.
It's funny that you're
if he's
so
not-
aggravating.
it's
that you
true
get
though.
Your associates blocked.
If he's
That's
he's blocking. Like if I say, because look, I deserve to be blocked because I deliberately try to get blocked. Jack doesn't
Yes.
because he's a little. If you go to Jack, he never curses. He never swears. He doesn't even curse on here very much.
No, he
But-
talks to an imaginary friend.
Yeah, fuck that lunatic in Germany, but fuck the guy in Chicago too. Yeah. You don't get blocked, have you? You should go check if you're blocked.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm a good old Midwestern boy. I don't
Yeah,
fight with
yeah,
anybody.
you're all pleasant. They hate you too.
I'm sure they do.
Stop telling people how to think. It's not for you, it's not for you. I understand what I say is offensive to some people. Who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter. Well, this denigrates and hurts women. No, it hurts
No,
their feelings.
your
Some
opinion.
women. It hurts some feelings. I'm not saying that what I say is nice in here. But talk like a locker room. Sexism in sports culture. You know, that's kind of a fucking leap, dude. Saying somebody says, you know, you're really a pussy. If you have such a problem with it, think I'm saying cat. Because cats are cowardly. They run away.
Tommy is not a fan of the cat.
No, but it's the thing. Pussy, somebody who takes it. That's what it is.
Right. That is the definition.
A coward.
Someone
That's
who
somebody who
takes-
takes it. And let me
That's
tell
what
you
pussies
something.
do.
There's
They
a lot
get
of guys walking around with pussies too. And a lot of girls walking around with a big set of hairy balls, sometimes bigger than me.
Very true.
Me and Dave know women that are tougher than fucking 3 Daves and 3 Tommies put the guy
Fucking
together.
married to one.
Yeah, you got one over there, and we got plenty in the military to vouch for.
6'1" Amazon over here.
You know why I know that? Because all those tough bitches said, you know, Private Callahan, stop being such a pussy. That's what the girls said to me. Did I say it was sexism? No! No. Why is Malay blocked again? I'll tell you, Pure. Because those bitches, the type of people that send me shit, fucking... Oh, God, it's really bad, huh?
You
Those
okay?
bitches, the kind of people, he questions them. He questions your heroes like Chank. He questions them. They want to live in a fucking... Thank God you don't. They want to live in an echo chamber. I'm right about everything. Everything. I'm right about everything. Everything. I'm right about everything.
Now batting.
Like a Yankees old announcer.
Mental.
They use that fucking dead guy's voice for Derek Jeter right up until he died.
Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter.
Number two.
Number two. I don't think the Yankees have any single-digit numbers anymore. That's why Malay's blocked. He questions them. And I got to be honest with you. He is more decent, polite. He's a good Midwestern tour. I'm an obnoxious fucking guy from New Jersey. I get that.
Yeah. He is.
Yeah, fuck
That's
that
true.
guy. Yeah, turn it off right now. I don't care. Unsub. Please unsub. It's not for you. It's okay. You got
We'll
fucking
be
Bob
better
McKenzie. Bob McKenzie is one of the best journalists, period. And you got Greg Wyshynski for all your snarky bullshit. And you know what all your snark and your arrogance adds up to? Bullies. I hate bullies. I bully bullies. I eat them for lunch. I'm done.
And you especially love the cry bully.
Terry's got balls. She's not ashamed of it. And you're damn right she does. She had a fucking horrible car accident. She didn't bitch.
Nope.
All she ever does for us is favors and shit. Holding every... and Terry, I got to really thank you. When my computer went down, I told you to go in there and tell you held 20 fucking people in here for me. That's a friend. I appreciate that.
Push Terry.
Push Terry. Malay's a good guy. He just doesn't agree with them. And I don't agree with this. The only thing I like about this broad is she didn't block me.
Yeah.
And I told her to clean up her litter box.
But she doesn't critically think.
I'll tell you another story. All right? This is when I noticed this shit. And I told her. This is what I told her. Right? Mrs. I know whatever, big hot shot at the animal shelter. Sorry, things aren't like Star Trek. Sorry, it's not my fault. I worked in a library from the time that I was 14 till about 19, okay? So I was surrounded by...
You might have to explain what that is to the people.
A library? That's right,
Yeah,
nowadays, yeah. It's like a real library.
Exist.
I'm going to take calls after this. I'm taking calls now. I'm going to fucking roll here. No, I worked at a library, right? We had a handful of young, one or two, maybe three, librarians that are only like 10 years older than me, like maybe, or late 20s, early 30s, all right? Some of them were even attractive, okay? For some reason, I didn't figure it out the ways that they'd always offer me to ride home, right? So I'm like, yeah, beats walking. It's a fucking 2-mile walk, So I'd jump in their car. My parents couldn't pick me up, or my buddy couldn't give me a ride. And guess what they started talking about? And by the way, I didn't ask him at 15, why they have problems with men. And guess what it always came down to, right? Or women. Sometimes women, too.
Yeah, sometimes women too.
Here's what it always came down to. Nobody could handle their intellect.
Oh, I love that. Too smart.
No, it's you. It's you. My wife's got like an off-skill IQ. She's an accountant for she has a really good job. She's ridiculously bright. But she's fun. And she's funny. That's what it was you. You had social issues that you couldn't face. I've had social problems before too. I did. I had to overcome being obnoxious. Big surprise. I was chasing girls away.
That's a daily struggle, by the way.
It is. I got to be honest with you. I have this like energy and it repels people. But I take responsibility for it. I don't sit there and say, "Oh, I'm just too smart for those fuckers." No, you're an asshole. So while I'm in the car with this woman, she sees fit because I'm the only thing that mildly resembles a man, and she's taking it out on me. And probably she knows damn well I can't take it doing it because I'll get fired. And I got to explain to my parents why I got fired. She's just going on and on about, how everything's terrible. And how men, everything, that's not the case. It's you. It's you. That's it. It's nobody else.
I love that I've ran into virtually none of these people in my life.
Probably
like I've traveled a lot. I've been around, but Vegas and stuff. I just never ran into these fucking people.
And how much you want to bet that was power over a male figure? And I knew I had to fucking listen to this shit. And getting lectured about feminism. Hey, you want to ride home, Tommy? Yeah, sure. I really like that, Mrs. Smith. And next thing you know, I haven't had a date in 2 years.
Maybe you misread it wrong. Maybe she was offering you some poonan.
No, she wasn't. She wanted to
Might have
order a
been.
boy. I think she wanted me to fucking bait. I got that bait, but I was too smart back then too. She wanted to bait me and then reject me and feel powerful.
Or she wanted to make you a man.
I already got laid by that point.
Oh, look at you,
Yeah.
stud.
I thought she was a kooky family. That's when I started realizing these fucking girls.
Would have been great if when you tell the story again, make her last name Munch.
Yeah. And here's what happened to me. These are women that are much smarter than me. Real bright. Decided to go library business for all the right reasons, but it wasn't exactly as fulfilling as they thought. Here's what I did with my life. Traveled the world. I was part of a major world event. Freaking married. I got a kid. I got another kid in the way. I laugh all the time. I'm having tons of fun. Tons of fun. I'm almost 40. This shit should be over for me. This shit should be over for me. And guess what happened to them, who are now well into their 50s? They're still there! So, lady in Minnesota, that's your future. That's your fucking future.
She's getting a start with the cats.
It's not getting any better. Mr. Whiskers is not going to make you happy.
You're just getting more bitter. Every
Not
day.
a substitute for somebody who loves you. I got people. I'm a noxious fuck. People, I can't even get. I have so many friends. I don't even want half the friends I have. I got so many. I can't keep track of them fucking all. And I'm a
That's
jerk.
impressive.
And I'm stupid. What's your fucking problem? That may fly at the animal shelter, but it doesn't fly for the rest of the world. Nobody has to care what you think. My life is great. And I'm fucked up, and I know it. I had to get that out there on Dave. I think I'm done.
It's pretty epic.
I think I'm done.
Pretty epic.
Did you enjoy it?
I always enjoy you losing your
Dude,
shit.
no, you don't. I always thought you get mad at me when I do it.
Oh, God, no.
Really?
Are you kidding? Because when you lose your shit, it really puts my life in perspective.
Like how fucked up. Jesus Christ.
I'm like, you know what? Things
You know
ain't
what?
so bad.
Strangely enough, I'm not a. Yeah, it's you know what? Like it's so funny because like I'm going through that horrible divorce and I might get deported from the country and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking win. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna see this through. Somebody writes, I don't like the fact that you say pussy. I lose my fucking mind. You should see. If you want to know what thing it is and how nasty I can get. You want to see what a prick I am? Go to the Druin video I just made last week. That's why I really tore this. But I have to give this girl credit. I think she's a fucking troll like me.
Probably.
Let's fucking put Shawn on.
You
Sean, real
take
quick, because I want to
it
go
more
home.
seriously than it was intended.
Sean, what do you got? Real quick, I want to go home, though.
All right, that was a great rant, but I don't know where it started. I missed the very beginning of the rant.
Go to, I'm glad you asked me that, Sean. Go to the Druin video I did. I called him Big Baby. And then go check the comments there. You can enjoy it. Don't harass that
really,
one.
Sean, does it matter? I mean, between this rant and the next one, did they matter where they start? No.
No, you're absolutely right.
It's
Don't-
perpetual anger.
Hey, respond to that woman, but don't harass her. All right.
Okay.
Don't be going
I
to. If
won't.
you want to respond to her and say, fuck off. But her thing with me is I don't express myself very well because I'm immature and good. I don't care.
We're all men raised by women.
Good point.
You know?
I'm going to use that excuse from now on. All men raised by women.
And it's alternate captain, fellas. This isn't captain.
Yeah, I know.
It's a
Yeah,
it's a
I've
pet
heard it
peeve,
both
fine.
ways, Shawnee.
Yeah. Well, we're stupid. We're stupid, Shawnee.
One more thing before I get off.
Go ahead.
Did you guys see that the NHL and Major League Baseball and they're all joining up to investigate that Al Jazeera report?
No.
Yes.
What is he talking about?
And
Oh,
the
you haven't heard this
NFL
Al Jazeera thing?
No.
Oh, God. There was this report by Al Jazeera, which, by the way, is Al Jazeera USA. It's gone. It's
Yeah,
gone
no, I know
away.
they-
It's
I know
done.
they
And
tagged.
This is a
I know
big
that.
part of the reason for it.
Okay.
What's great about this, what they did was they released a report by a guy who would later recant his testimony, stating that Peyton Manning, for huge names in all sports. I mean, just big names. Peyton Manning was in this. Were using performance-enhancing drugs.
Yeah.
There was one reporter, or not even a reporter. He made all these statements and then recanted them because he said they were made under duress and all these things. And Al Jazeera just tried to double down on it. And now Al Jazeera America, bye.
What
It's
did
done.
they What
It's
did they
over.
double down on? Like, what statements were they saying they made?
Oh, the lady who was part of the report, she went on every network she could possibly go on and go, all reports say this and this and this. And
What did they say though? What did they say? Like, what were they saying?
Saying that the guy
Using, like,
fucking
horse testosterone
Sean,
or something?
What's the guy's name, Sean?
I forget his name, but they were saying he was using like horse testosterone, Peyton Manning.
Oh,
for
okay.
recover time.
So they just made up a bunch. So
And-
they got Patrick Kane raped in the bathroom, is what you're saying.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
what's going on is all the leagues are joining up to investigate this report.
Good.
Except the NFL. And the NFL, isn't it funny that Peyton Manning's in the Super Bowl and he was one of the accused, and the NFL's like, we don't want
That's
to.
probably horseshit.
We don't want to join
here,
in.
I do. Look, I'm a fan of Peyton Manning. I want to put that statement out there first.
Yeah.
I don't think Peyton Manning's ever fucking cheated. Granted, I said the same thing about Lance fucking Armstrong.
And
Still.
Pete Rose.
Well,
and
Pete
Pete-
Rose, that's a different. type of-
I'm just fucking with you. Sean, I got to get out of here. I got to do the headlines to get the fuck out of here. Thanks for the call.
All right, guys.
They said the NHL was in on this too. I don't believe. Maybe they're all in drugs. Wouldn't shock me one bit. NHL teams keeping a close eye on social media activity of prospects because of that cunt in Minnesota. I'm gonna turn him in. Oh Jesus, it sucks. Got this great social media thing, and we're just using it against people and letting them. I like when racists speak their mind and shit because I know where they live. I know to stay away from them. Don't worry about what they're. Oh, well, this 19-year-old wasn't acting very adult-like. That's because he's 19.
19.
Hey, big shout out to the women's German hockey team. World
Yeah.
record in women's hockey shoot at 54 shots. Julia Seitz from Deutschland got the final goal, the Merrick Malik goal, as like we like to say in Ranger Country. Congratulations, Julia Seitz. I don't usually do the women very often, but I just thought that was fucking
Speaking
cool.
of balls,
Yeah! Finishing the job. I like really long. See, I don't like shootouts, but I like long ones. Does that make any sense?
yeah, no, I think it makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
Because a
I hate
short one
shoot-
is just every
It's
day.
just like,
Whenever
well,
something's
because it's always
long,
it's always a fluke.
we
or a
like the
stroke.
epic here.
Yeah.
Take us on the
I don't
Odyssey.
care. It was like the greatest hockey moments I ever had in my life was the Capitals Rangers, with their epic thing and the finish. It was fantastic. It was a great show. I'm all about.
We want to see TJ Oshie take 75 freaking shootout shots.
Oh,
It's
that was
fantastic.
great. That was fantastic, man. All right, Andrew Loud and his future with the Winnipeg Jacks. I think if you asked both sides would have hoped that something would have been done by now. That's part of the business of the game too. Uh-oh. I mean, look, I really wonder, and we're going to cover this, and I know there's like, I wonder if this gas problem in Canada and the fact that the loonies are failing so badly, if this has something to do with what a lot of Canadian teams are thinking, and this the fact that you fucking hired that half a red goddamn Trudeau. Things are going to get a lot worse before they get better.
Bunker, and I think I love it.
He's a red. That's what he is. He's a right. You know that fucking guy. One guy like victim of that terrorist attack. I forget what godforsaken country he was in. Guy called up. He's like, what's his name? Trudeau called up this guy who's a victim. And he's like, and he started talking to him like, "We will thank you for your sacrifice for your country," as if it was some kind of political speech. You know what he did?
Right.
So talk to me like a man. He hung up on.
Ah,
All right, on Trudeau. That's not like right wing bullshit. I like Kazar is like on the CBC. Couldn't believe it. Told the guy to, you know what? I don't need to hear from you. My kid's dead. Click. Or his daughter, his wife. I don't fucking know.
go fuck.
Think I read this? Yeah, go fuck. Go fuck. Go fuck. Oh, last night in the National Hockey League, the Detroit Red Wings, they take the Islanders 4-2. Tuukka Rask made 34 saves for an effort for Boston. They take the Philadelphia
Start
Flyers
him.
3-2. Start who? Tuukka?
Tuukka.
Tuukka.
He wasn't supposed to play that game.
He took our bronze. You know that? A couple years ago, he took our bronze. It's one of my favorite memes of all time. There's a picture of old Tuukka with that big fat head of his going, "I took your bronze." I didn't care that it was at the USA's expense. It was funny.
I love that name.
I love that. I love that name. The Montreal Canadiens with PK Subban and his over celebration game misconduct dance, they get crushed by a Tortorella-less Columbus Blue Jackets, 5-2. And me and Malay were talking yesterday. We were saying, that did it go through your head that maybe Tortorella took the bump, like maybe, I don't know, deliberately? He was barking
Sending
order.
a message.
Yeah, I know. He crossed.
You know
that's
what he
the
probably
first thing
said?
crossed my mind.
He said, look what happened to me, you pussies.
Yeah. Yeah. Also in that
He
game,
seems like a guy who uses pussies a lot.
pussies. Somebody gave him a bump. Like that scene in the Don Cherry movie when he knocks over Eddie Short. I keep thinking of that. Cam Atkinson also gets the hat trick for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Congratulations to him. The Buffalo Sabres came up short in Madison Square Garden. Rangers take them 6-3, but not before getting a 5-point night from Derek Brassard. Congratulations, all you fantasy winners.
There you go.
The C was in the D, not the other way around. But Dallas takes the C. The D takes the C. Doesn't it always?
It's the way,
2 to
it's the
1.
way nature intends.
Am I allowed to make jokes about female body parts?
No, it's immature.
All right, then I'm making fun of your cat.
It's immature and degrading towards women.
Yeah. But what if it is?
Yeah, well,
Porn's pretty fucking degrading towards women.
right hand, upper hand, fucking corner click.
Nobody's banning that. I mean, it's one thing if you think I'm an asshole and you let me know. It's another thing to lecture me. But she kind of stopped after I gave her that whole thing. So I don't know what to think. I don't even care what politics you are. If you have balls and you're willing to fight with me. Although she's not really giving me. She's telling me, like, you're stupid, you can't express yourself. I don't think I have any problem expressing myself. And I can't remember anybody ever accusing me of that.
In fact, you might overshare.
Yeah. Good point. Jamie Benn, Jason Spenda scored 80 seconds apart in the second period. And I just fucked that up. Who cares? And Arizona beat Minnesota. North Stars, that's right. I said North Stars in the shootout. And that's it. Tonight in the National Hockey League, I'm already done with this. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Anaheim takes Boston.
I can tell.
Yeah, now I'm done. I expended all my energy. Anaheim takes Boston. Anaheim takes Boston. No, they don't. They just play in Boston. And they're druggy buddies of theirs. New Jersey's in Pittsburgh to take. Hey, keep an eye on Pittsburgh. They can get a little explosive if you go up on them. You gotta put them against the ropes, man. Malkin, don't
Apparently
piss off
Kessel's
Malkin.
been eating well.
Don't piss off Malkin. Oh, I didn't do the damn thing. Tomorrow we got something to do. Pure sent it to me. It's great. You're gonna love it. I'm not gonna tell you until tomorrow, but you're gonna love it.
Oh yeah, I love surprises.
You're gonna fucking love it. 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Chicago's in Carolina take on the Canes, and Columbus is coming back after they played a game against Montreal. I guess they're playing again tonight, back to back, in the Forum. Nice. That's right. I said Forum. Buffalo Sabres, they're in Ottawa. And the Maple Leafs, they're in Florida, take on the Cats. 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Arizona Coyotes, they're in Winnipeg, take on the fledgling. Is that fledgling the right word?
Fledgling's the right word, yeah.
And fledgling Jets. 2 late night games, Arizona.
It depends on the context you were trying to use it.
What's that?
It depends on the context in which you were trying to use it.
Let's pretend I got it right.
Let's pretend it, yeah.
Yeah, good job, Tom.
I thought about it for a second.
What a
I was like,
spectacular
Are
vocabulary.
they new?
What a spectacular vocabulary you have, sir. You have a great vocabulary. Yes, you do.
Are they
Colorado.
new? If they're new, then yeah.
Colorado, they're in San Jose to take on the Sharks. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Nashville's in Vancouver to take on those knuckleheads, Dave. They're kooky guys over in Vancouver. Those knuckleheads.
Vancouver.
You got anything else?
I do, actually.
Go, hit me right now.
I don't know who this guy is. Craig Adams announces retirement from the NHL via the NHLPA. And why this is interesting to me, I don't know who Craig Adams is. Maybe I shouldn't. Don't know who he is. But in the Twitter report, there's only one response to it. And the guy says, and the only response is, literally none of his teammates ever liked this guy.
Really?
Yeah. Pretty good.
I think he used to play for, he's my age, I think. And I think, I don't know. I thought he played for Texas or Dallas.
I don't know.
Really? This is where we get rid of Craig Adams because nobody likes him. I wish they would.
One response. One response.
Who
from
said
this
that?
fucking-
Who said that?
Just some random guy.
That's
At
funny.
B Kikistan.
I gotta read
Kikistan.
this. I gotta read this.
Literally, none of his teammates like that guy. I like that.
That's
gonna be on my
This is
fucking
a team that
tombstone.
had Matt Cook for a very long time. The Pittsburgh.
That's my eulogy right there.
Yeah. Nobody liked you.
Literally, nobody liked this fucking guy.
Should be that the cat lover in Minnesota should have the same one. Nobody really liked me. That was my problem. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Nobody liked
I guess
me.
everybody just missed out and misunderstood how cool you really were.
Nobody
NHL bench.
understood my intelligence.
That's really funny.
I like that.
You think he retired because nobody liked him?
Might have. It's a very good possibility. In this
You know,
game.
the other possibility is if they said, you know what, Craig, get out of my crease. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. How do you like me now, Minnesota?